Hi, it's Alison Torres, and I am at the Cabin Fever Clay Fest, and I have with me Sarajane Helm, who will be teaching a class on faces. Hi, Sarajane.
Hi there. We're here to make faces, but it's more fun to make them out of clay. So what I'm going to do is start by making the occipital orbits for the eyes. Stick them right there in nice little holes. And then I add a nose. It's very quick. One of the nicest things about polymer clay is that it's very responsive and you can get a lot done in a short period of time. Okay, once that's on there, check from the side to get a profile, and we pick our noses. Get those little nostrils in there.
Well, I hear you can pick your nose, and your friend can pick their nose, but you can't pick your
friend's nose. That's right.
Oh, you pick your friend.
You shouldn't. You really shouldn't. At least not in public. And then helps to make your eyeballs at the same time so you can get them the same size. And just go on nicely like that. And then a little half circle makes the eyelids. Start with an upper, go with another. I started as a costume designer, and all I really wanted from polymer clay was some way to have actors who would shut up and sit still. And so this works. I make dolls instead. Nobody ever complains about how I've made them look fat, which is quite nice. Sometimes you want them to look fat. I like to make an original, and you can see some of the original faces that I have here, and then I make molds, and then I can cast the molds out of anything I want. More polymer, ceramics, precious metal clay, soap, chocolate, whatever I want to use. These little silicone tools are wonderful. They make great little blenders. Another eyelid. Oh, I already put the other eyelid on. Just haven't used it. This clay is a little fresher and softer than I normally like to use. I like to let my clay sit and age for a while so that it's a little firmer. This is what we got, and this is what we use. And we're glad to have it. And then, oh, I need one more tool. In order to do a good mouth, I like to take a flat-ended tool. You can use an X-Acto knife. And I dig down and bring the mouth up. You got a little scream thing going on here at first. Then you bring the lip down in the middle and up the sides. You can get a nice little lip line going that way. And bring this lip down. And you can start playing with them and talking. Hello, hello, how are you doing? And then you can start to shape the various parts, give it some temples. You can bring it in.
And when do you name them?
You know, I don't name these faces. I did name the cane faces that I used to do because they, to me, they had more instantaneously recognizable personalities, possibly because I didn't shape them after they came out. The caned faces are pretty much done once I do them, whereas these, the mold is really just a starting point. And then I like to make lots of variations once it comes out of the mold. And there, we got a little face.
Hang on. That's amazing. That took you less than about 4.5 minutes to do.
And it's not totally finished, but it's good enough for government work.
That's great.
And then sometimes I'll take and give it a little further down with a little tear duct. And start giving more definition to the eyes. Start bringing out a little more cheekbone there. So you can do all kinds of different play with it.
That is amazing. And then some of the finished products after you get the clay done?
Then, after I've done, sometimes I'll use other cane work to make babushkas. And I like to use varathane and a little bit of acrylic paint and some Pearlex gold powder to make a stain. That way I get there a little bit of dirt in the creases. And I like things that look older. I much prefer things that look a little antiqued. This necklace was made by a friend of mine, Laura Humenick, who took the face that I made and then beaded around it. She likes doing the beadwork, I like doing the faces. That works out well.
That's great. Well, thank you for that lesson in face making and
You're
clay. And where can we find you?
Well, I'm at polyclay.com online. I also am at Polymarket Press. I self-publish. This is the third book that we've self-published. This one is a collection of polymer clay masks that has masks by over 150 different artists. The first book that was self-published was Adapting Quilt Patterns to Polymer Clay with Judith Skinner. And I'm very pleased to be here with Judith because she's being honored at this particular festival, and well, she should be. The Skinner blend is something that has really added to everybody's artistic arsenal in terms of what they can do with clay. And I think that it's such a wonderful medium in terms of being anything you want it to be, that anything that you choose to do with it can be taken to further levels with all the other media and technique that you know how to do. If you bead, you can add your beads to it. If you sew, you can add sewing to it. If you paint, you can add painting to it. There's just no limit to what you can do with polymer.
Well, thank you, Sarajane. That
You're
was
welcome.
phenomenal.